into 3, around to 4. 250 laps ahead of us here in Phoenix for the Good Ranchers 250. We are green, we are racing, and immediately Newgarden attempted to go round the outside of his teammate. It's close as we go 3, 4 wide, into 1, into 2, but Malukas carries the pace, keeps the lead.
Oh, you could see that Newgarden was hanging back on the start, thought he was going to jump his young teammate, but Malukas was having none of it with a great gap to start things off. Meanwhile, Alexander Rossi right up there to 3rd, looking really good in the opening lap.
And if Rossi's had a good start, keep your eyes on the champion. There he goes around the outside, making up another position. A brilliant start for the champion. And that is Dennis Hauger fighting with Christian Rasmussen. Rasmussen, who we know is such a joyous watch on a short oval, but who we also know is the driver that was voted by his fellow INDYCAR drivers as the one they would give the widest berth to. Oh my goodness! And that is Hauger.
You're clear. Going to be yellow behind you.
Oh my goodness. Keep it straight, kid.
Did he keep it out of the wall?
He did.
I think
Get on the brakes. Yep. Oh boy.
Goodness me.
Turn.
Unbelievable.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
I don't think I've ever seen that before in an IndyCar. That was wild.
That is control. From out of control to back in control, Dennis Hauger, the Norwegian nightmare, the Indy Next champion, somehow keeps it out of the wall. Let's have another quick look at the Dennis Hauger incident. He has pitted under caution along with 6 other drivers. Rasmussen having a look at the back of him, and Joey Logano. What a save from Dennis Hauger.
This is an amazing save, and it looks like something like NASCAR. You can take the air off the rear spoiler, kind of came off the rear wing here, and the amazing part happens right here. He releases the brake while you're headed at the inside wall. That takes a lot of guts, but what an amazing job saving that race car.
And what a great job from Rasmussen to not drive into the back of him. He had a good head of steam. He had some good momentum. You could see he was pedaling the throttle coming off the corner anyway, even before Hauger got loose. But you said it, Joey, that moment, that split-second decision to get off the brake pedal just saved this kid's day.
And then the J-turn right here.
Yeah.
Whoop. Cop stop.
Some Dukes of Hazzard stuff right there.
Yeah.
That's a rookie with a lot of experience in other stuff. Maybe rental cars.
Yeah, a lot, yes.
Yellow behind you. 12, pink 12.
Joey, is it weird seeing a restart where they're not taking the dogleg shortcut?
Rahal goes for Palou. Oh, wonderful restart. And now VK wants to take advantage and will run wheel to wheel with the champion, and there's contact. Wow, that is the champion into the wall. And Rinus VK has damage as well. And that is huge for the season, for the champion, critically for everybody else in this series. Alex Palou, having led this championship for over 620 days, is out of this race.
Out of the race and very likely to lose that championship lead. Well, that you talked about, he's held it since June 2024. Barry Wanzer on the 10th stand looks on in disbelief. And so here's the move. You said it. Rahal makes the move down the inside. You see the blue and white car behind him, the 76 of VK. Great execution from Graham. And now Rinus tries to roll the high side. Doesn't quite have enough momentum to get all the way alongside. So right now it's a battle of the spotters. Are they telling him clear? But at this point, Townsend,
VK's got to back off.
You got to back off.
You know the flow of the racing line. Everybody's going to walk up towards the wall. And to your point, James, he just never had the run even close to done there. Now, Joey, you come from the NASCAR world where your spotter would typically say outside, and you guys typically leave a lane. We are more, you know, got to be alongside to really own that spot. I think at that point, just running out of road, VK just wasn't going to have a run coming off of turn 4 to make that work.
Yeah, that's different kind of racing to me. Like, I would look at it and say, Palou, there's a car out there. You need to give space. It's just a different way of racing, apparently. But I thought it was a good run to get to the top side right there and take advantage of any opportunity you can to move forward in this air that they're dealing with.
First round of pit stops are underway. We've seen some up front, including Scott McLaughlin, Pot Award, make a stop. Here is the leader, 24-year-old David Malukas from Chicago. His second race with Team Penske. He takes Shell 100% renewable fuel, new Firestones, and he's back out.
Just keep an eye on Newgarden, who was P2. We keep an eye on Malukas as he leaves pit lane.
Newgarden side by side with his teammate Scott McLaughlin. They come down. out of turn 4. It's going to be 3 Penske's into the corner.
And Newgarden has the momentum, goes side by side and wheel to wheel with his teammate, but Malukas just about has it in a touch. Newgarden around the outside, but I'm sure there was contact between the teammates.
He just had those few laps of heat in the tires, had a bit more confidence there in 3 and 4. That was a great call from the 2 crew. They're so good at getting that done. That was 3 Penske's, almost 3 wide. Here's the touch. Maybe, definitely contact.
Malukas trying to fade up, and Joseph Newgarden saying, no, buddy, I'm already in this lane.
Joseph Newgarden taking the Joey Logano approach. You're like, I'm not moving, I'm here.
Well, you see how close it is. Look at Newgarden just able to drive it in there and get to his outside. He knows this is a chance to take the lead. It's why they pitted a lap before Malukas, was to try to have that 1 lap of fresher tires and have that pace. The same thing McLaughlin did. He pitted a few laps before everybody to try to close the gap to the leaders.
But pitting before all of these guys was Pato O'Ward, who actually has now track position over the 3 Penske's. The undercut has worked out perfectly for the McLaren driver. The gap was 2.5 seconds. It's inches now as Rasmussen is all over the back of the race leader, Pato O'Ward. We have seen this so many times, and he looks high now. Christian Rasmussen. Joey Logano almost jumps out of his skin, but that is the lead for Rasmussen. What a joy to watch him race on short ovals.
Somebody should remind this kid there's 145 laps to go in this thing. He had a huge advantage over Pato. He didn't have to make it look quite so sketch, but that's just what he loves to do.
Well, in fact, Bob Pockris interviewed all of the drivers and questioned them pre-season. Who is the person?
Nice and easy up to him, and then just take care of him.
Who is the driver?
Right there.
Who's the driver you're most worried to race against on track? Majority vote, Rasmussen. They said he was the one that they were most concerned about. As you see the vote there, the most sketch, James, Rasmussen took 13 votes over Grosjean.
Now, Joey, you've seen something with Christian Rasmussen passing drivers to take the lead. Now you're about to see something totally different, which is Christian Rasmussen lapping cars, because this guy does not hold back when he laps cars either. If anything, he takes even bigger risks. What do you make of what you're seeing out of this young man today?
Yeah, absolutely. You see it here again. He is wheeling the heck out of this thing. We talked about it before the race started off air, the guts to brain ratio. He's got a lot of guts on that side of it for sure. He is making some big moves. He's got a fast car, right? But he's taking advantage of that. And look at this move. He looks to the bottom. No, never mind. I'm going to go to the top. Look how close that wing was to the rear tire. That was almost the end of his race right there. Amazing. I love it.
Some drivers just take to oval racing, James. You just don't know what to expect. Rasmussen, a European background, he came up through the INDYCAR ladder system, but he has taken to ovals in INDYCAR like a duck to water.
Good job, good job. Inside, to the front. Inside, clear. Just keep moving forward. The last car in front of you.
We are seeing something really very special out of Christian Rasmussen. Hinch, Townsend, I think you mentioned it earlier. How much do you think this man is redefining the way in which IndyCar drivers have to go racing on short ovals?
Well, he is showing that bravery is rewarded to a point. Let's not forget, he won at Milwaukee. That was 4 races ago. Then he crashed at Nashville. Then he crashed at St. Pete. Now he's leading at Phoenix. So he's 50-50 right now.
I can see how that happens. You can see how it's all or nothing.
Right on
sure.
the edge, and if I'm his team owner, Ed Carpenter, Ted Geloff, I am anxiously seeing if he can hang on once again.
In Milwaukee, they had to hold their breath for about 15 laps. We're only halfway through this race, and Ed Carpenter's got to hold his breath for at least another 100 laps. to see if this guy makes it home, because when he passed, you're standing there with your jaw on the floor, Joey. When this guy makes his moves, even on cars he's lapping, it's inches. It's down to millimeters sometimes between himself and the wall.
Yeah. Usually when we see that, Will, it means he's gotten up into the gray, and it looks like Louis Foster did just that. Kind of trapped up there. Maybe somebody made a late move or something coming through the field. And once you get into those marbles mid-stint, late in the race, no chance to hang on.
And Joey Logano, when we saw those yellow flags come out, the whole race go under caution, you said one phrase. A bunch of drivers just made bank. Those drivers, Dixon, Armstrong, who were on the alternate strategy.
So he's down on that low side there, but he's got the dirty air from Power in front. Dixon on the high lines got that clean air, is able to keep the position.
Oh, Ferrucci on the move.
Top two drivers have used Firestones. This guy right here, Rasmussen and Dixon, they have Firestone courage right now. Brand new tires with lots of grip. They got to put it to good use, though, right now.
Dixon trying to work that high line. It got sort of forced high a bit there by Power, and that's given him the opportunity, Rasmussen, to get along the inside of the 9. Can he make it stick this time down at 3 and 4?
Dixon holds it. Dixon holds it. No way. Oh, yeah, they touch!
That was a big enough touch. If I'm Scott, I'm worried about that left rear.
Absolutely. Left rear tire pressure. That end fence, carbon fiber front wing end fences can cut a tire very easily.
It was a tire coming off this car last week in St. Pete that put him out of the race. Let's take another look at the contact. You see that right front end fence, that left rear tire. Whoa, look at the deflection of the sidewall. That's not pretty.
Well, that's inches away from front wing failure and inches away from a puncture.
Good thing he couldn't see that.
You ever take wood
I wouldn't want to watch that replay.
You ever take wood shop in high school and work the lathe?
You got a little bit of that right there.
Hey guys, we talk a lot about the excitement of Christian Rasmussen and what he does on short ovals. Another one of those drivers we always talk about, Santino Ferrucci, who, like Rasmussen, started towards the back of the field. Good driving, good racing, good strategy, sees him up now in the top 10. Ferrucci loves to take risks, loves to drive hard on these kind of tracks, and he's hunting down Joseph Newgarden.
Yeah, hope for our troops on board here is always good for some action with Santino Ferrucci behind the wheel. Has not been very happy with this race car throughout practice, throughout qualifying. The AJ Foyt squad seems to have dialed something in here for Santino, and he's doing what he does.
Oh, no.
Oh. Whoa. Huge save.
Massive save, and Rahal takes advantage.
I just said he wasn't that happy with the car. On new tires, you can cover an imbalance for a few laps, but eventually as those tires wear, that problem with the balance comes back, and you just, as a driver, there's nothing you can do. He did a great job to hang on to that and only lose 2 spots.
Yeah, Malukas gets through as well, so Ferrucci down to 10th, Malukas up to 9th, Rahal up to 8th, but still, Kirkwood leads Power by just over half a second. Dixon can find no way to get on terms with them right now, despite the fresh tire advantage. We ride on board with him. Then it's Rasmussen and Armstrong, Award and Newgarden, Rahal, Malukas, Ferrucci. That's your top 10. 87 to go here in Phoenix, and this a replay from the outside.
This guy spends his offseason racing on dirt at the Chili Bowl on a midget, and I think that offseason experience comes in real handy right there as he backs it into the corner.
That's normal when you're driving a Cup car in NASCAR, but to see an IndyCar with the hands that far to the right, not normal.
Award out ahead of Newgarden, and Rasmussen keeps it late, but keeps it tidy. Sweeps around the outside of Kyle Kirkwood.
Now, don't you think if you're Kyle Kirkwood right now, you got to be thinking pit. Right now, the lead just got taken away. One of the fastest cars just passed you. You got to come in.
His teammate is pitting. Will Power is into pit lane. So too Graham Rahal. We sit on board with Kirkwood. If he's going to pit in, he has to cut the line now. He does so. Down to 100. As he comes round the corner, we'll have to drop down again to hit the lower pit limit.
It makes sense. 58 laps to go. He went over 60 on this set here.
Yeah, that's really a disaster for Rasmussen because they had the tire advantages. Power makes the move for the lead.
That is for the lead. Teammate on teammate. Will Power leads the race in just his second race for Andretti.
Now Ericsson is still going to have to make his last stop, but for Will Power, that absolutely puts him legitimately at the lead of this race after starting at the very back from a qualifying crash. Huge recovery for this guy.
And you've seen now Ericsson pull in. the gap is what you want to look at to Rasmussen. It's about 2.9 seconds between Power and 4th place Rasmussen. You can see there is no 21 cars. We look at the back of Power's car. Strategist Ron Rzuski, he came with Power from Team Penske this year onto the Andretti Global team. And they've not had a great start to the year, but what a comeback it would be.
Oh, this is the guy that had issues with Alex Palou earlier, Rinus VeeKay. You could hear Will Power had to check up out of the throttle for the exact same reason.
Power leads, and now here's Rasmussen. He's passed O'Ward, he's into second, he's less than half a second behind. He is insatiable today here in Phoenix. Christian Rasmussen on Will Power. This will be for the lead, ultimately could be for the win. No one has been able to keep Rasmussen at bay today. Such has been his drive, his determination, his singular style on this type of circuit. Sketch factor 100.
You got a guy with 45 wins in Will Power, holds the all-time record for IndyCar pole positions, making him, data-wise, the fastest guy in the history of this sport. Rasmussen with 1 win, but with tons of enthusiasm for putting himself right on the ragged edge in seeking his 2nd win of his career.
Guys, I kind of like what 26 is doing right here. He's kind of looking in his mirrors and he's working with his spotter, Bobby Dalzell, to try to put his car where he knows the 21 likes to run. Take that air off his car, take his preferred line away.
But look at the car dance. Look at it dance in the dirty air, the little twitches, stepping out of position, but Rasmussen holds it exactly where he wants it. Dancing, a beautiful ballet, and moves to the inside.
Outside.
Oh, but Will Power saying, not right now.
And moves to the outside.
I cannot believe how well that car is handling when he crosses in that dirty air back towards the outside of the corner on Power. Rasmussen absolutely on rails right now.
I think if I was Will Power, Joey, I might think about starting to move up mid-corner and make it a little more difficult on Rasmussen. Power running all the way down at the apron, leaving a lot of clean air to the high side.
You see Will trying to do the
He's
fade.
in the wall.
That's
Power
exactly
seemingly
what
has damage. Rasmussen may not.
Power's got a
Right rear
flat.
down.
Flat rear right for Will Power. Rasmussen somehow continues. Full course caution, and that was only a matter of time. Quite incredible and bitter disappointment for Will Power on such a strong run.
we saw. It looked like a mark on the right rear from the wall. Was that Rasmussen getting in?
Well, Rasmussen got off the wall, but they must have touched there. Maybe Rasmussen's left front end fence cutting down Will Power's right rear tire.
That's what it looked like to me. You see Will here. He's trying to pull the fade on him, trying to put the dirty air on him. Rasmussen does a good job getting to his outside, and he's out there.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, just cuts the tire down
What happened was Will Power got rotation, so his right rear stepped out just a little bit. So similar to what we saw with Alex Palou and Rinus VeeKay at the start of this race.
And how strong is that front wing, again, to not break?
It was that second hit that cut Power's right rear tire. On board here with Power looking at the back.
Rasmussen goes high.
The corner. There's one outside there. In line with you.
It's a pretty good hit to the wall, too, for Rasmussen. That could be a lot.
We are coming round to green. Rasmussen will lead away. The question is, how much damage is on that car? The top 8 are on old tires. Everyone from Pato O'Ward in 9th down has fresh tires. 33 to go. Let's go racing. Rasmussen leads. Kirkwood, Malukas, Dixon and Armstrong into turns 1 and 2 and already has a tiny gap as they fight over position.
Newgarden's trying to make some moves further back on Pato O'Ward. Here comes Armstrong around the outside of Dixon, right behind Malukas. Great move from the young Kiwi.
O'Ward looking very fast back there on fresh tires, but for Christian Rasmussen, a huge sigh of relief for him and his team. His race car is holding up, and it's still fast.
It's holding up so far. He was reporting that he could see damage to the car from inside the cockpit under caution, but he leads Kirkwood to the tune of half a second. 30 laps to go as Rosenquist gets swamped. Rossi on one side, Ray Hall on the other, but there's your race leader.
Buddy. Looks good.
Christian Rasmussen.
I think we're fine. That's the radio message from Rasmussen. And actually, I like what Kirkwood did on that restart. He gave him a little bit of a buffer. He didn't want to be anywhere near that machine if something gave out entering turn 1 at speed. but now he's got clear air, clean racetrack, and a wicked fast race car with 30
You
to
want a
go.
wicked fast race car. Pato O'Ward on Santino Ferrucci, having a look up the inside at 4.
High nose.
Side by side through the dog leg. Ferrucci's not going to give it up. We've seen he can be quick early on a stint if he's got new tires. I believe he is one of the drivers that came into pit. No, he isn't. Yes, he is. Sorry.
O'Ward makes it through, goes off after Dixon. Newgarden wants to get through.
It's so important to make time with these new tires while the field is close. The longer they run, the more separated they're going to get. You won't have time to get all the way to the lead. Only 28 laps to go. You got to make your money now.
Newgarden won this race in 2018, taking on the fresh tires at the last possible opportunity to take the victory. If he's going to do it today, he has to pass not just Ferrucci, not just Dixon, not just everyone up to Rasmussen, but critically O'Ward, who is ahead on track and has tires the same age as him.
This Expel on board. He doesn't want to see the back of that 14 anymore.
Oh,
boy. Ferrucci trying to go hard, but Joseph pulls the pass off.
That's about as close as you can get without crashing here at Phoenix. You couldn't put a piece of paper between the two of them as Alexander Rossi continues his march forward. Rasmussen and Kirkwood, like you said, Joey, moving around. Here comes Kirkwood.
Here comes Kirkwood, looking up the inside of Rasmussen, can't find his way through, and as these two scrap over position, it'll be playing beautifully into the hands of Joseph Newgarden. Kirkwood now has the lead from Rasmussen, who will not want to let it go, but it's all eyes on the number 2. Newgarden has the tire, has the experience, has the knowledge, and has won here before.
Just going to say, all of a sudden, Rasmussen's running in traffic for the first time as Newgarden gets by.
I mean, what Kirkwood needed was Rasmussen to hold up Newgarden for at least a lap or two. Now, Joseph's been unleashed. He can chase him down.
Rasmussen had not run in traffic since hitting the wall in the crash with Will Power earlier, so Newgarden with a big tire advantage, but just 7 laps at the line to get it done.
And Kirkwood has clean air still. They have not caught the back of the pack. That's not going to play in Joseph's hand, but he does have the superior car right now with the tires.
That steering wheel, that onboard of Joseph Newgarden, that thing looks so calm, so controlled. You watch the throttle, he's just using the throttle so carefully, balancing it through the mid-corner as Rasmussen's trying to hang on.
Here comes Newgarden on Kirkwood for the lead. Wonderful from Joseph Newgarden, delivers a knockout punch into the lead with 6 to go, and wouldn't you know it, back here in Phoenix, and it's Joseph Newgarden to the fore once again. The man who won here the last time we raced here in 2018. Joseph Newgarden, 6 to go, leads the race. Rasmussen. But what can we say, guys, about Joseph Newgarden? Last year was not his year. He needed to come back this year renewed and refreshed to take the challenge, to mount a challenge to Alex Palou and the might of Ganassi. What a drive for him today.
I mean, it took him to the final round of the season in Nashville to get his first win of 2025. He's going to do it in round 2 in 26. That's a big difference.
And the points as they run right now would put Joseph Newgarden as the championship leader if he hangs on here, and Alex Palou 5th in the championship. That is a big curveball.
Joey, your teammates with this guy, both on Team Penske. It's the 60th anniversary for the team. What do you make of the man that you know, the racer that you see?
I love seeing Team Penske up front. Joseph Newgarden is just a true professional in everything he does, right? He's fast. He does everything on track right, but off track he does it right as well. It's cool to see him out front.
Well, what a day and what a drive. Celebrating 60 years at the forefront of international motorsport competition for Penske. Joseph Newgarden will deliver the victory in Phoenix.
Let's go. Let's go. How about that? Nice work.
How about that indeed? Cal Kirkwood runs home second. David Malukas from his first pole to third. It's a double podium for Penske.
We're going to be on the attack, JD.
As he said, way to be on the attack. Chose to stop, found the tires, found the grip, found the position, found the win. Brilliant.